Welcoming you back to Crypto's juiciest news. Baby dolls, has Michael Saylor started to buy more Bitcoin? What interest rate does Donald Trump think it should be? And what's going over there in the land of stablecoins, as well as the great state of Texas? All of that coming and more. But first, you and I are going to have some cute fun because we are traversing into Joyful July. Here we have the total crypto market cap sitting at around $3.25 trillion. I think we're going to 10. It's a nice round number. It is the highest fib extension. And I just want to let you know as well, when we say 10 trillion, I mean, yeah, like, oh, great number. Does that mean we all get stinking rich? I hope so. But a lot of it could just be as well stablecoins. Right? And stablecoins don't get anybody rich, or do they? You know, pDAI actually benefits from that, just to let you know, friends, because if stablecoins basically flood crypto more, that's a lot of people earning zero yield. It's just a matter of time before all these normies who've come in, and friends, there are a lot of people out there in the land of Americana where they're earning like, you know, 0.5% yield, 1% yield. Right? But what if there are crypto products which let you earn yield on your stablecoin and they're giving you like 7%, 8%? You're in a bull market because they can pay you with a token and the token's got a bid. Now, obviously, all these normies, we know, right, when we tell them, look, you're not actually going to last this yield, okay? You're not going to see this yield play out for like 2 or 3 years, more like 2 or 3 months before these things go down. But hey, they're going to have to learn the lesson, right? All these people coming in. So that's what we're ultimately playing for. Blockchain back, a lot of people think it's like literally all over real soon. We'll see. I still think it's a believer's cycle. The Bitcoin price, GT June is now over pretty much. We're moving into Joyful July. And then we'll see if we're going to repeat that 2017 Fractal. I mean, we had so many signals saying that we are repeating it. We could be repeating it, friends. It's just that we don't have 2 alt seasons. So I guess we'll see how that all is going to play out. This is the daily chart super trend for BTC. We're still hanging around here. We are doing a bit of a range here, aren't we? We're ready to go up. Okay, so pretty much all systems go now. And like, who cares about, by the way, like, we're excited, kind of, not really. Like, we're gonna get, okay, yeah, we're gonna get a green month of July. Who gives a shit? When look at this, like, look how far behind we are in altcoins, dude. Friends, we're so far behind, it's not funny. My gosh, man, like, this thing's been going down forever and ever and ever, and oh my gosh, can you believe just how horrendous this is? This is others BTC, dude. We are back to May 2017 levels still. It's literally a freaking 8-year round trip. You know what? Pretty much that's the crypto market. That's what markets do, man. They just do this, okay? The crypto market is saying stablecoins, you're worth 0. DeFi, you're worth 0. Aave, you're worth 0. Compound, you're worth 0. Uniswap, you're worth 0. Perpetual swaps, GMX, Hyperliquid, all of you, 0. The NFT markets, communities, 0, 0, freaking 0. They're literally saying privacy solutions, you're worth 0. Everything up, down, left, right, 0. That's what the market is literally saying. They're saying, that's what the market ratio is saying. It's saying literally, oh, you should all be holding digital pet rock and nothing else. That's what it's saying. Now, the thing is, right, do you think that's going to stay like that forever? Because there's 2 perspectives. Always when it comes to markets, you could always have this perspective, right, of the market's always right or the market's always wrong, and they're both correct. The market's always right in terms of the price, bro. You know, it is what it is. That's one perspective. The other perspective of the market's always wrong, that's also true. Why? Because the market has never, ever, nothing stays like this forever, right? It's always moving up and down. So you say, oh, you're wrong here, you're wrong here, you're wrong here, you're wrong here, right? And even when the market's like going like this over time, you're like, oh, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong, because you're meant to be teleporting up, right? So it depends on your perspective and how you want to look at it. And really, it's not all about right, wrong, and these ticks and crosses and stuff. It's just about positioning, right? It's about a game of odds. You know, so for example, friends, if I ever tell you to play heads and tails with me, and, you know, if it's heads, I win $1, but if it's tails, you win $100. if you play 10 games with me, but heads comes out 10 times, like, were you wrong? It depends on perspective, right? A lot of people who they're not obviously friends. The average person has a financial IQ of 70. That our human brains, we have not evolved to deal with money and capital allocation. You literally have to learn it. By default, you think you're wrong because you're losing. You're like, oh my gosh, I lost $1, lost $1, lost $1. Just keep losing and losing and losing. Your brain's telling you, the dopamine keeps cutting off. Okay, but it's not about that. It's about playing the game. It's kind of like, friends, even in football, if someone's taken a shot and the keeper's literally, let's say the keeper is literally got his pants down. The keeper's got his pants down, he's sitting on the floor, and you take like 3 shots, but you miss all 3 times. Like, were you wrong to take the shot? No. Could you have taken the shot better? Totally different question. Doesn't matter. So the secret to markets is positioning, friends. We're positioned for this. That's why, like, every day I wake up and I know we see this absolute rubbish filth. I'm like, bro, are you serious? We're literally having a stablecoin and meme coin super cycle. How's this thing down 85%? How's everything still down garbage, bro? We've got ETFs coming. We have the crypto indexes probably going to come and all these, but that's just what the market does, friends. That's what the market does. And something you also learn before the biggest, most powerful moves, you have the biggest, most powerful squeezes. So the longer this thing goes up, there's just a bigger unwind. That's something So another way to think about it is, I believe level 1 of alt season is just unwinding these chumps. Okay? You've got to get rid of these scum of Bitcoin dominance, and then the big daddy's coming. That is coming. And by the way, it's not even the realest, the big daddy, the other one after that. So, yeah, it is a game of patience. It's a game of waiting. I know stock markets, real estate, every single shitty Ponzi in the world, which is inferior to altcoins. I don't care what the price has done for the past 4 years, but every single one of these shitty, up-only USD priced Ponzi's. I know it's very frustrating to see all of them like, oh, making money. But you're not going to make a 15x, bro. You know what I mean? Like, you're not going to, like, you're, these people, friends, they're dealing with, you're going to make a 12.8%. You know what I mean? They got to, instead of saying 0.1x, they have to write 12.8. You know what I mean? That's like kind of like to stretch it out just to make it sound better. But with us, I mean, like, you have powerful Ponzi's like pDAI, for example, and Pulse Chain with huge potential. pDAI, friends, remember, we reclaimed, which is amazing. We came back to Richard Hart's top hat. So we got Caddy's sorcery ring. Okay, she was one of the bosses taken down. We took Caddy down. We got it here. Okay, so we got a sorcery ring, and we also got Richard Hart's top hat. His top hat gives us like plus 10 luck, plus 15 evasion as well, which is very in theme with him. And then we're going to get Maria's glitter pants. I don't know what attributes we're going to get. We'll see what happens when he drops it. Now, remember, the S&P 500 is ticking through the highs. This week, we have the business ISM. It's coming out on Wednesday. Remember, the PMI, it's a reflection of the business cycle out here, which you literally I've been speaking all about it for a long time because it deserves it, because it helps you navigate this stuff, right? So, you really got a choice, right? Of course, yes, of course, reality is constructed. Of course, maybe it really is kind of like the Matrix. Of course, Earth isn't ours. We know all these. But even despite us not really having choice, even though we've given the illusion of choice, okay, if you know what I mean, you can still choose how you handle this. You can. You really can. Okay, this is low-level stuff, maybe compared to everything else out there in the universe, but this is, you do have a choice, okay? Do you want to spend your time crying about stuff that the business cycle has caused? You probably don't. Waste of time. Literally waste of time, okay? Now, for these people, though, is it really a waste of time because they're getting something off their chest? I still say yes, it's a waste of time, bro. Because, like you're talking to people, all of us, we're still holding, bro. I've still got a bull hat. No! We've been here the whole time. I know, man, the business cycle's still going up, not going up. What do you want? What do you want us to do? We can't make this go up. Newsflash, the US government can't even make this thing go up, bro. What chance do you have yelling about some altcoin or a founder, you know what I mean, trying to change that? You got no chance, bro. No chance. Literally, Donald Trump Matrix dodged planned assassination bullets. We've got global liquidity rising. We have so many things that just said, yeah, you're meant to scream up, but you didn't, right? Because they're part of the dominoes of the past. That's it, okay? So it's just a matter of time. The good thing is, though, it's inevitable that this thing eventually does tick up. It is inevitable. It's just this has been a horrific, long-ass time. But yeah, just keep holding. That's why, friends, like if you're leveraged, turbo leverage long, there's people being wiped out 15,000 times already. And by the way, even if they still have money, they don't have any of the confidence, basically, to hold through what comes next. Let's crack on with some news as well, friends. Remember, Bitcoin's being given a blue emoji. Because remember, green is when we tick up. Blue is very close to green. It's like, hey, we didn't exactly tick up, but we're still feeling bullish. We're doing something around bullish. Still feeling bullish, okay? Ethereum is still dog shit. Actually, just, probably a good time now to just check out. Remember the Ethereum CME gap. Ethereum, friends, is going to open where it closed around here. We've got a CME gap at 3,200. We still have a record number of shorts. Showed you yesterday, right? The cuck mercantile exchange is just a reflection of all the other cucks out there in the world. Record number of shorts. Most hated asset by far, not even close to Ethereum. Most hated asset, most cucked asset, most shorted asset, Ethereum. All of it. Literally all of it. Like nothing comes close. All of it is shorted, and hated. Of course, you can go down. Obviously, we'll talk about Hex and Pulse Chain and stuff out here. They're contrarian stuff out here. But in terms of like worldwide appeal, and everyone just loves to hate on it. And then you have so much delusion from the Ethereum haters. I mean, friends, you literally have Soylana maxis and believers. Okay, which is okay. I get it. But you guys in Soylana, bro, you guys are literally going wild over this week, which is up 4.7%. You have an ETF which is launching 1.5 years after this run, right? Launching ETF here. You have StableCoin SuperCycle, where billions are being poured onto Ethereum and Tron, which is pretty much like Ethereum. It's copy paste of it. So I'm not saying not gonna beat well or anything for it. I'm just saying like the amount of just delusion's a word, man. Like you just literally, there's no other word that fits the bill like this. They're saying, yeah, Ethereum totally cucked. I'm going to give you more updates and stuff going on, friends. Like, for example, Binance Chain, they're just increasing their block space, block time. So they're just making it faster. They're just pushing up the buttons. This is all happening over time, right? So let's check out what's been cracking. Michael Chad Saylor continues his weekly Bitcoin purchase hint. In 21 years, you'll wish you had bought more. And I think we should crank it for him as well, based off that.
People that use fiat currency.
What do we call them, Mikey?
As a store of value.
You tell them.
We call them poor.
We call them poor. Oh, man. You don't understand how cryptocurrency. This is why it's so funny. We are poorer than dirt in altcoins for literally 4 years. Like, people, like 3 jobs isn't enough. Okay, our soul's gone. Okay, we've literally cratered. Yep, friends, you ever see that Wojak where he's literally just like all these black lines through him? Like he's gone. He's just completely depressed, gone. That is what we've been going for 4 years. And then like the slightest green monthly candle, we're going to see literally everyone do the complete 180 and just start calling everyone else in the world poor. There is nothing in the world is like this crypto industry from every perspective. The energy, the passion, the cults, it's the future, right? And then on top of that, it's also your signal, right? It's kind of funny. Oh, people, friends, humans can be such funny creatures. Like opportunity is staring you in the face. You are seeing millions of retardios. I mean, you have the whole Wanker Guru audience and all these other comment sections out here of cucks, which is just literally shooting fish in a barrel. That's how easy it is if you're just in that environment. Look how zero of a clue these people have. If you just hang around, there's a big payday, okay? But Not everyone sees opportunity. I see opportunity. You see opportunity. There are most people, when they see that, what do they go do? Try argue with them. They try argue with someone. They try start a fight. They probably say, no, this is totally wrong, or I don't want to be here. This is stupid. They start judging other people. Oh man, it's kind of funny. Just, it's a matter of perspective of how you want to see it, right? Now I'm going to show you Michael Chad Saylor's Bitcoin post. This is it, right? So you have he's up to 592,000 BTC. He's probably trying to. I think he wants to really collect 1 million. I don't know if he'll be able to, but one of the exotic, I guess, our exotic top signals to watch is when his 70,200 BTC average price rises above 100K. Obviously, you don't want to get fixated on this specific number, but I feel like I'd be like, I want to know, like, when am I worried? You know what I mean? I'm not worried at 70K or 80K or even 100. Start hitting 100, 105, 110. That's when I'm starting to get worried, right? Because for him to get to 100K average price, he's going to have to turbo top blasting 180K to 200. And look, friends, a lesson for life, okay? This will be once bad shit happens, we don't know when, and we don't want it to happen. Well, once bad stuff does happen, you remember that? Teach your children. Teach your children's children. Lessons of, bro, it doesn't matter how smart you are. If you don't have an off button, the universe will push the off button for you. Yeah, Michael Saylor's got no off button. He's literally going to keep doing this forever and ever and ever and ever until the market stops him. But we're not there yet. Okay? That's what you notice with these big, colossal, big moves. By the way, even after all these moves, bro, you're up 50%. Oh my gosh. Can you believe it, dude? He started buying. His first clip is onside 10x. But his whole clip is only up 50%. Just to show you how much he's been DCA harding. In other news as well, friends, Trump-backed World Liberty Finance stablecoin USD #1 has hit 1.25 billion in 24-hour trading volume. I don't know why they reported the trading volume. I guess it's just showing it's doing stuff out here. It gives no yield. It is just Tether, which is also CBDC trash with a blacklist function. And look, I like them being there. I want them to be there. If they didn't have a blacklist function and they gave out yield, the product market fit of pDAI would be a lot tougher to sell to people out there. You get it? But it's precisely because they're scum, because they have a blacklist function, okay? Because they are trash, because they can't pump, it gives us a product market fit for this, right? And remember, we are confirming every day StableCoin SuperCycle. Every day. It's kind of funny, friends. I don't even seek this. You know, every day I'm reporting on new StableCoin stuff, I don't go seek this. You know this. You know this is literally all front page stuff. Just to let you know. I mean, if you go watch the news, like, you will see it. I guarantee you, just watch the news, right? This week, you will just look out for the words StableCoin, USD, Tether, USDC, anything in the realm of the stablecoins, and you'll be seeing it too. The buy and burn for PulseX is up to 7.29%. That is pretty big and juicy. Wow, we are ratcheting up. But if you want to know why did we ratchet up, it's because there's been a giant colossal dumper of PLS who has been crushing PLS the price past 30 days. See, past 30 days, Pulse is down 34%. Oh, Ink's only down 5%. It's been holding up well. That's pretty good. Yeah, man, we're just waiting for these things to turn around. I don't know, it's been hell, friends. Like, what do you want us to do? Like, I know in Pulse Chain community, guys, you gotta understand as well. Firstly, remember, friends, I'm not... I never, firstly, non-financial advice, okay? This thing can go to zero, but I personally, this is me. I don't do pDAI or any of these things. I do pDAI and, okay? And that's what I do. Okay, you can decide on any of that. But, like, you can't blame us, guys. So, like, we're just like, bro, it's the only thing going up. What do you want us to do? You know? Friends, I would love to be, I'd love to see Hex 3 cents right now, which is dog shit price, by the way. That's still more than 95, I think it's 93% down from the high. I'd love to see Hex at 10 cents right now, dude. I'd love to see Ink at $15, man. I'd love to see Pulse at 2x sack price. I'd love to see PulseX at 2 or 3x sack price. I would love to see it. We don't have it. But there's one thing which all of you, right, couldn't wait to try to call for me to go to jail with the gravestone emoji. And bro, this thing has just gone up literally 1,400% in a straight line, 15x. Okay, and how far is it away from the all-time high? There's still another 10x. So from here to, let's say, 10 cents, bro, it's 28x from here. Like, it's too exciting to look at, bro. Like, you got StableCoin SuperCycle confirming. And look, man, also, because you remember how critical this is, okay? See, here's the thing, friends. My friend Kyle, okay? My friend Kyle, and he calls himself the Circumcizer, okay? I don't know what tools he's using to do that. I hope it's not his teeth or anything, right? But Kyle the Circumcizer, he gave me an insight into how Richard thinks, because this is so true, right? I don't know why my brain just thought of, Richard Hart, dude, because he's totally Richard. There's this scene from that movie, I think There Will Be Blood. I have it here. Okay, so there's this scene here. I think this is, yes, this is it.
You and the oil men to get some of the money that ought by rights come to you.
So this guy he's got a mustache just like Toby, by the way. Okay, shout out to Toby and your mustache, sir. Have you been looking after it? So in this scene, he's speaking to the people. They're drilling for oil or whatever. But here's his little, is this his son? Or maybe just picked up this kid from the coal mines. So he pretty much, the whole theme of it, he goes, basically, we'll drill our own oil. We don't need you, bro. We do it ourselves. He calls it, he goes, it's my family business. I know the workers. We know inside out. We can control all of that, okay? Because there's close connections. We drill our own oil. And for some reason, I was watching this. This is just me, friends. Obviously, this is me. Of course, friends, I'm a grown man. I peg my own nipples on the internet, okay? And I'm wearing a Good Vibes Society jumper, all right? I thought in my brain, I go, wait, we drill our own oil. Interesting, because Richard always says we don't need them. We don't need the exchanges, bro. We do our own stuff. We don't need this. We do our own stuff. We don't need those wallets. We'll make our own one. We don't need this. He always says that, like, we build our own things, which is obviously the best edge to have of all, right? And then I was thinking, what about stablecoins? What about the stablecoins? Because, like, Richard's very consistent in terms of that. He doesn't just go, oh, we don't need them for this one thing, and then he goes and begs exchanges for something else. He doesn't do that. It's almost like it's painfully, he's like, oh man, he really all-encompassing, right, does not suck up to any of them, right? So he wants to build his own stuff. So it's probably being witnessed right now. I don't know, I just kept thinking in my brain. I thought, wow, maybe he's like, screw it. We'll build our own stablecoin, bro. We will build our own StableCoin. You have something that, why it's critical, right? It's just top-down approach, friends, so you know bird's eye view. Why I do this in the first place? Is it so Richard can get rich? Yeah, but not just that, okay? Because he could do 1,000 things to get rich. That's what you got to understand. In a bear market, nobody wants to be in crypto. None of us. Look what you went through for the past 4 years. Look what I went through. No one wants to be here. All right. But in a bear market, statistically, there are actually 2 coins that you actually want to own in a bear market. 1, Bitcoin. 2, US dollars. Okay. Bitcoin, if PWBTC pegs the BlackRock BTC, awesome. You never need to bridge out. You just hold that. All right. Number 1. Number 2, if pDAI can peg to $1, which I don't know if it can. Okay. But if it does, why would you ever need to leave? Okay, friends, this is literally, I can't tell you, we've never, ever in crypto seen something with a goal such that now you don't need to leave in the bear market. Okay, if Richard can pull this rabbit out of the hat, I almost guarantee you, Justin Sun, okay, with his giant head to body ratio, will be copying this. They're going to copy it. Everyone's going to do this, okay? But that's just thinking, right? That's how I'm thinking. I'm thinking, if this pulls off, Does it change the world of crypto forever? Yes. Because you got to think about it, right? So, nobody in PulseChain, nobody even in pDAI has ever spoken about this. I only speak about this because I'm the only one who can because I'm here 18 hours a day, right? Sitting on a squeaky chair with very, very pointy elbows that I'm sharpening every day. You mean Spoonie against the world. That's why because I ask these questions. I think, okay, bro, forget the whole dollar thing. Like, why would you even do this in the first place? What's the whole point? Now I thought about it. I'm like, oh my gosh. Now I know why you would do it. Because you want everybody to stay. Also, that's probably why friends, it would be nice if Richard does a sacrifice and marks the top. And you know how I said exotic top signal, we raise $1 billion public ICO? Yeah. What if Richard's like, hey, if someone's going to do it, we'll do it. Better money in our hands than everyone else's. These people are going to come in, then they'll be part of our community. Then we got another 4 years of bag holders. Interesting. Very interesting. Redstone have reported up to 30% of the 400 trillion global asset base could be tokenized by 2034, positioning real-world assets as a market over 130x larger than today. By the way, friends, 30% of 400 trillion, that gives you about 100 trillion. That's where Raoul Pal, my target, crypto's going 100 trillion. But like I said, but just be careful. Doesn't mean like, oh, Bitcoin's 40 million and we're all turbo rich, which I hope we are. But like, they're just going to tokenize the things. That's all they do. They can just literally go, USDC mint stuff, right? Where they can just go mint an NFT version of the tokenization and they go, oh, you have a $300 billion treasury bill bond for your company. Here's $300 billion. The Chainlink Oracle says it trades $300 billion worth and it just sit on a chain. You can't swap it for anything. It just sits there. But the whole market cap blows up, okay? But it just means you're an industry you want to be part of, isn't it? Okay, that's an industry growing. BNB Chain's Maxwell mainnet hard fork goes live tomorrow, slashing block times from 1.5 seconds to 0.75 seconds. So we're probably going to see a theme of this, especially with the Ethereum. They're going to make the block times faster and faster and faster. I remember they used to be 14 seconds. Ethereum's like 11. They're going to try to get it down to like 7. And then a year or two goes down like 3 and then 1 and everything's just getting faster and faster. And suddenly you realize Soylana's edge ain't real edge. By the way, next cycle, Soylana's in third cycle curse. Okay. Polygon, all right, not to be confused with Poly here. Polygon leads in the USDC monthly active user growth per token terminal, which is interesting because who's using Polygon? Like, what are you doing now? There's Circle on Polygon. I don't know what you guys are doing there. Maybe gaming, maybe poly market punting, but this is Circle on our pretty much Circle's growth out here. USDC, people sending stuff. So pretty much what's going to happen, friends. We'll all have our chains, and then there's going to be the stablecoin bridge rails across probably every chain. And it's going to be like a super high, fast, low transaction speed rail thing. Which honestly would be great for all of us because then like doesn't matter what chain you're really on, what cult you're part of, you'll be able to just spend money out of your wallet. Okay, and that's how it pretty much starts. Then we get the normies in. And then, friends, like I'll tell you, normies that bro, you normies, you have no idea what's coming, dude. You think your shitty little portfolio stablecoin. That friends, there are literally people out there in this world like they still don't think crypto money is real. Okay, bro, crypto money is more real than your real estate, than stocks. You know what I mean? Because if the government, when you click sell, they're watching you, bro. They can stop you from clicking sell. They can stop you from clicking buy. In the real world. And there's a huge transaction time, by the way, for you to get the money. Crypto is literally, boop, there's a button, you got the money in 2 seconds. Okay, their brains still haven't comprehended it. And by the way, let's say that none of them are fake. It's all real money, which it is. Okay, your house isn't going up 7x in a year, bro. President Pump says interest rates should be at 1 to 2%. So I agree, sir. I agree. Put them down. But obviously, just to let you know, okay, remember, interest rates, I know, major loser, Jerome Powell's a major loser, but interest rates reflect the strength or weakness of the economy, okay? They don't lead it, okay? So friends, interest rates, they're the price of money. That's what it is, okay? So first is you and me in the economy, okay? You do your things. You go buy orange juice, I buy squeaky chairs, we get more fluff for our fluffy slippers and we glue them on, okay? that activity, if it's super strong, it's inflationary and the interest rate reflects it being high. If you are now pretty weak, let's say, your elbow's not as sharp as they used to be. Dare I say they're a bit rounded, you know what I mean? And you start hunching your back a bit and you're skipping leg day, right? So you don't go to the gym. If you're in that type of economy, interest rates are low. Yes, it reflects it. Okay, but all in our brains, we're like, no, we think the price leads. But yes, once again, it's the price and the narrative stuff out here. It's kind of like when people see, for example, if they see a green candle up, they think, oh, what was the news? The news has done this. The news has done this. Go, no, bro. There was always more demand than supply. It was just happening anyway, right? So it's esoteric stuff that happens at the same time. Texas Governor Abbott signs a law making gold and silver legal tender in day-to-day financial transactions. So congratulations to everybody in the great state of Texas. Look, friends, no one gives a shit about gold and silver, bro. You know what I mean? Like, your charts took way too long to pump. Man, it's such an amazing fact I learned, man. It's so great. Friends, the gold chart of 1982. Let me show you, friends. There's a couple of racist people out there, but we're going to have to stop this right now. What you can do is you can divide gold by, I think, the US Kippy, the US CPI. Gold, friends, has finally come back to its price here in 1980. Can you believe that? This is gold. I'm not joking. This is a 60-year chart, bro. 60 freaking years. Oh my gosh. Yeah, because here's the thing, right? Gold's insurance against countries collapsing and their fiat monetary stuff. And I know, friends, I know there's non-human intelligence controlling the government and all these other things, but and I know the government's, there's politics and everything, but society's moving forward, bro. We're just, it's not perfect. Like, we're going 5 steps forward, 3 steps back, and then 5 steps forward again, right? So gold as insurance hasn't been doing well over the past 50 to 60 years, right? This is the funniest part, friend. This is when I learned this. I was just insane. Gold top coincided here with the start of IBM computers, right? So why is that interesting? It's because when we made the computer, people could now write down prices on an Excel sheet or just like on the computer. Yeah, they could write it down. So now you can compare your currency conversion with like an apple in one country and an apple in another country, right? And you can actually see it in the sheet. You have information there and you can actually write these things down. Before that, you couldn't. Before that, right, everything had to be done either by your head or you had to use gold, right? Gold just has an international trading price. Isn't it interesting? The computer basically gave you all of this. So, even when you hear stories of like these friends, you got to remember all of these, pretty much they're all kind of saying this same theme over time where humans, we're progressing. Society's progressing. Technology gets better. It improves. What's the latest technology that we have right now? AI. Intelligence. You know what I mean? That's going to be better. We're going to have the sex robots. Going to be human-made Pokemons. They're probably going to blow our minds and do stuff out here, right? Maybe we can finally do something with the Game Boys. Finally. Okay? We've got to extend their battery life. Maybe AI can help us in that department. So if you're betting against this, you hold the US dollars pretty much. You're poor. You're holding cash always. Like, oh, everything's getting bad. That's why everybody skits down. Your local librarian, your local squeaky chair maker, nurses and doctors, like your brain's not in finance numbers units because you don't give it, because if you like that, you'd go do finance stuff. You don't care about that. You care about helping people, you care about fixing cars. You have a job to do and you're pretty good at your job. You don't want to think about these numbers and inflation and stuff. They have no idea what the hell's going on. I don't blame you, right? So it's very easy for them to get constantly brainwashed by the television. Okay, it's always fear, Trump, Iran, ceasefire broken, bombs, nuclear next month. Russia, Ukraine, wheat, we're all starving, things are going to go bad. You know what I mean? Like, it's just always a new story. Oh, cyber attack. Okay, what's after that? Hey, we got to, you know what I mean? Oh, let's do the fake alien invasion. That's been a while. We'll bring that back, So we're seeing all this stuff, and you got to remember, you got to have this full perspective that holding cash doesn't even matter, friends. I know altcoins have been dog shit, but holding a US dollars, everyone's just, it keeps clicking in people. People keep coming and joining, but it's funny, man. No matter how many people come in, because of the cycle, when things go down in price, everything goes out the window. And that's why, once again, pDAI could be very useful. Very useful. Because you actually have people staying in a bear market. Check this out as well. Oh, yeah, by the way, friends, with this gold and silver legal tender, they can make it. No one's going to use it anyway. No one gives a shit. If they made it into a gold or silver-backed crypto, maybe like 2% of people bother. Are you going to bother? Who gives a shit, bro? You know what I mean? Like, we don't care. We've got other forms of money. Things are priced as networks, okay? It's like gold is the oldest analog network in the world. The global networks, like it's Earth network, right? It's our currency that we use that transcends pretty much time. But now we've got planes and boats and like there's the internet. We're store value in networks, and then you have crypto, which just blows everything away, right? But I still wouldn't discount it. Hopefully they do crank for everybody still holding. A lot of the, obviously, Bitcoin OGs are, everyone used to be a gold and silver bug. They used to be that. Then Bitcoin came along and a lot of people saw the light, and then Uncle Peter shifted it. AguilaTraders boosts its Bitcoin long. So AguilaTraders is a dude. Remember, friends, he's the guy. He made $70 million trading. He is down. How much was he down for the year? 30 million? I think 33 million, yeah. In 3 trades. Just perfect example. Like, he spent, just by the way, think about this, okay? This dude, in the past 12 months, so for last year, he made a 36% return. Okay, so pretty much, if you do 70 divided by 1.36, so I guess he had 51 million. He had 51 million at the beginning of last year, traded his way up to 70 million. Yeah, he's on the Bybit leaderboard. But then he just lost 34 million. So if you do 34 and 70, so he's just lost a 52% swing, pretty much, portfolio swing. Not portfolio, trading. I think it's perfect example, bro. He literally went all that way, and now he's been wiped out. Now it's like, hey, can you make it back or not? Well, he's doing a turbo leverage long. I think he's only up like 1 million. You know, so it's got quite a while ago. This is actually the things. Like here he goes. He's up 1.2 million. This is his long. Man, he's long 20x. Fuck. But the guy's just... Oh, bro, how can he do so much leverage? I hope he got to stop, bro. I'm sure he does. But, you know, just I'm telling you, friends, this in trading, man, like, there's obviously, when people go on tilt, it's super dangerous. Because, see, you can do everything right for like 5 years. I don't know, many people have, but then there's just that one time you just don't want to take your loss. You're like, you've been losing for too long, you just don't want to take it. And then that's the one that ends up compiling big damage. So obviously the best thing to do is don't put yourself in a position to do that. Okay, don't do the leverage in the first place. But yeah, or if you're going to do it, be in the top 1% and then use a stop and then follow all these other 50,000 rules. But, you know, everyone says they do it, but then no one does it, man. Let's look at the stats. 1% win rate for a reason, bro. Also, JamesWynn, he was short. Okay, this is funny, friends. JamesWynn was short. I've been reporting on you. He's been short and then the market hasn't moved down. So now he's flipped to long with AguilaTraders. So now in funny fashion, I wonder if just imagine we do that now. Oh, man, I don't know why they do that to themselves. It's just, you know, do they have belief? Not sure. Now would be a good time to see where we're going from here. This is the Ethereum price chart. All altcoins we see are rubbish, mostly, until, I guess, we got to close above this key level, 3,800 ETH. Okay, if we close above here, then we got to pray we don't do the 7th rejection. Okay, so we've had 6 rejections here. 6 times, friends. 6. Okay, we're going for number 7. Once we thrust up, hopefully it's like pretty much never coming back to this zone, and that might be what we call that traditional final alt season reflected out here. But, you know, we're all sick and tired of hearing those rubbish words because it just feels like it's false hopium. So whatever, we'll believe it when we see it. Like, subscribe, press bell button, press all. Catch you soon.